Hey, it's Jay. Just a few important announcements before today's episode. First of all, episode 8 is another heavy one with lots of triggering content and themes, so I highly recommend you check the content warnings in the description of this episode before you continue listening. Secondly, I would also like to thank you, our listeners, for following along with us so far. We truly do appreciate everyone who has shown us love and support, and of course our wonderful listeners on Tumblr who have created amazing Mercy-related content, which you should definitely check out. Mercy is at present an entirely voluntary production, so if you do enjoy the show and would like to support us, the best way to do that is by giving us a rating, a review, or recommending us online and offline. Small shows like ours are discovered on a word-of-mouth basis, so we really do appreciate everyone who has helped us spread the word. If you'd like to be kept in the loop with all things Mercy, we highly suggest following us on our socials, specifically Tumblr and Blue Sky, where we are the most active. I've linked our socials in the description of this episode, so please do give us a follow if you'd like to stay up to date. Finally, I would like to introduce this month's friend of the show, Hearthbound, by the wonderfully talented Joe Chang of Stray Lungs. Hearthbound is a folk musical untelling of the Odyssey, featuring BIPOC and queer characters front and center. The show follows Odessa as she traverses a post-apocalyptic Great Basin, but along the loneliest road in America, she'll encounter strange hosts, stray souls, and echoes of the past she's running from, or running towards. As a huge fan of folk musicals like Hadestown and Oh Brother Where Art Thou, I instantly fell in love with Hearthbound, which has beautiful original music, which will get stuck in your head for days, and a cast who are extremely talented musicians and actors. Joe's voice is deeply authentic and full of heart, and that heart is consistently present against the desolate and grim backdrop of a post-apocalyptic West. They also speak of the radical defiance of thriving in an inhospitable and hostile world that I think is something all of us need reminding of, especially now. If you're a fan of folk musicals, cozy queer epics, and post-apocalyptic road trips, check out the trailer after this announcement and give Hearthbound a follow and some love. I have also linked the show's website in the description of this episode. Cool, that's all for now. Thank you for listening. Until next time.
Hello? Someone there?
Are you still there?
Yes! I'm here. I'm right here.
Who are you?
I'm nobody.
If there's a stranger all alone, set her back to walk the stone.
Where are you headed?
Nowhere special. I'm leaving.
Leaving? I'm sorry.
Don't pity the free.
Come along with us on a post-apocalyptic road trip.
We start at the very bottom of the cup. An anchor here, but its chain rises to the center line of the cup and beyond. You have a choice to make.
Gather your loved ones.
Your wife, Penelope. Pretty name. I remember the first time I saw her was the first time I saw the sea.
And stay clear of the shadows.
Do you think that guy is following you? My dad was like that. Seeing things that weren't there.
It's a long, winding road. You coming our way?
Which way do I need to go?
Take the old highway. Take it to the far sea. That's where we left her.
Hearthbound, a queer musical untelling of the Odyssey. Created by Joe Chang. Coming to all podcast platforms June 3rd, 2025.
You say it's been a long time.
Yeah,
How do you know it's still there?
I don't.
And you're still going back.
So wayfarer, wanderer, what do you seek? Will you go down to the valley where the outlanders meet? Wayfarer, wanderer, the porch light is on. But when you arrive at the break of dawn.
Safe travels, darling.
Yeah.
This episode has content warnings for violence and gore, graphic body horror, mentions of suicide and suicidality, mentions of historical racism and colonial violence, mentions of drugs use, and depictions of extreme mental distress. Please check the description of this episode for a full list of content warnings and relevant timestamps. This show is for adult audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
In my dream, the plains are blue. Not quite desert, not quite sea. There's a ruined city that has perched on the lip of a great abyss, one deeper than the canyons and bigger than the sky. And at the bottom of that abyss is movement, unseen in the saturated absence. They move. The builder is there too, making shapes that couldn't exist, and structures that stretch across different times, and spaces and non-spaces and materials impossible manifesting here, in these blue plains on the lip of the great abyss. I don't remember his face. I see him and know him while I dream, but when I wake it's a forgotten ache. Much like the city itself, my mind cannot make sense of him. But he calls to me. That ruined city calls. And I wake standing on the roof of my building, perched on the lip of the great abyss that has mercy. My face upturned to the blood-drenched sky as though, in the stupor of sleep, I had been gazing upon something. I know not what I saw, but whatever it was, the dread it conjures sits at the pit of my stomach like a cold, hard stone. And there it sits for the rest of the day, until I settle for sleep and I dream yet again. But in my waking hours, I have to wonder, is it dread? Or is it grief? After many an attempt to break through the wall, I decided to accept my fate. Even if I were to create another door, according to Jack's account, it would not lead me back home, but further away from it. My best chance was to remain in this one and continue the expedition as intended. My plan hasn't changed. If I can figure out the origin of the door, I may be able to create one to return home. Or so I tell myself. As I glance out the window, the world beyond is murky, thick with an unnatural haze the color of thundering clouds. The buildings of Mercy, some recognizable, some grossly unfamiliar, looming from the fog like silent sentinels. Below in the tight winding streets are unknowable creatures, big and small, that howl and cry with voices that are uncannily human. Unseen, they move. At least it's still light outside. I should hurry. Wouldn't do to be caught out here during the night. I am well and truly alone. But what hero has not embarked upon their quest without the comfort of companions? It is, after all, a trial. And it is a trial I must overcome. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I suppose. Someone's there. Right on the other side of the door. Standing so close I can hear their breaths. I was careless. They must have been alerted by the commotion I was making. And now they know I'm here. Whatever lies ahead, I must endure to return to my Penelope. The shadows gather like fat, bloated flies swarming my vision. I can't see my warden, but I can hear them patrolling ahead. I've slipped past many a guard during my investigations. This is simply another. Heels off the ground, Sassoon. My warden stands at the end of the hall, stooped and askew like a crooked question mark. I have to take a moment to adjust my vision, for I'm sure I must be dreaming. No part of the creature's body is wider than my palm, sans their lopsided head, which is comically large. From a distance, they stand like a twisted, sickly sapling. They do not react to my presence. I hold my breath and make my stealthy approach, every movement calculated and executed with practiced precision. I keep to the wall and lower my head, tracking their position from my periphery. But I miscalculated.
Mommy.
And I finally see them for what they are. The figure I had read as human is suddenly dismantled and reassembled into something ghastly and beyond understanding. Whatever stands before me is not human. Not anymore, at least. It is a child scribbling manifest, a clumsy imitation peeled from the page and given flesh and blood. And though I might be convinced of this creature's humanity, I recognize the nothing that lurks behind those lidless eyes. And I know them to belong to the dead. Oh, Wraith, what cruel force keeps you from your resting place? My hunting knife cuts clean through its arm like paper, and fetid purple liquid sprays from the gaping wound, and the few drops that splatter my hand burn something fierce. And I run. I'm sorry. I only want to go home. The purplish miasma obscures my vision. It's coppery and salty and scours my lungs like smoke. Restless shadows and prowling forms are stirred by my presence, and soon, they too join the hunt.
Please! I didn't mean to disturb you! I'm really not for good eating! My meat's too tough and probably tastes mighty awful! It seems that even a frightful world like this has a pecking order. Thank you for saving my hide, monstrous fiend. Bon appetit!
Providence Row lies abandoned, like the rest of Mercy. The purple miasma fades enough to allow me a painless breath, and I can finally take in my surroundings. Buildings melt into the ground, skins split to spill their guts across the streets in lumpy, igneous puddles. Signage, cracked and faded, are marked by cryptic script that brings inexplicable pain to my chest. And here and there I see the misshapen bodies of the dead, preserved in flesh and petrified as they too meld into the landscape. One body had collapsed beside a rusted bicycle, and in death had slowly taken on its form. Legs warped into wheels, and spine stretched and snapped into a frame, and the skull split in twain. It would be comical if it wasn't so gruesome. I realized then and there that the people of Mercy had never left. They had instead become Mercy. Oh, Daisy. Dear Daisy. You would have so loved this place. Boomer and Sealy Incorporated. The office is familiar and well lived in. The same rickety desk and filing cabinets and bulging bookshelves lining the walls. The same worn, fat couches and ugly red teapoy. The doors to the kitchen and bedroom are flung wide open, revealing imprints left by the current occupant. It appears that Wayne and his partner exist in this Mercy. And if they exist, then surely Daisy does too? I step inside and I see him, a crumpled figure on the floor surrounded by shards of glass. The broken window exposes the office to the purple miasma, but inexplicably, it stagnates at the opening, as though the window were still intact.
Good day! I know I'm terribly rude for not knocking, but... Oh dear!
Blood. This man, who is very much human, is badly wounded. Deep gashes scour his chest and arms, and his face is swollen black and blue. Something, or someone, had clearly beaten the poor man senseless. And judging by the freshness of the blood, the offender must be nearby. Pressure, damp cloth, bandages. Pressure, damp cloth, bandages. There must be bandages somewhere.
Looks like you were mauled. Don't tell me you're a lion tamer, mister.
What have you got against lion tamers?
Oh, good. You're awake. Keep still now. I have to put pressure on your wounds. Yes, I'm very sorry, but I must stop the bleeding. Whatever happened to you?
Got into a fight.
Evidently. But with who?
It weren't people.
I see. I had a run-in myself. Barely escaped by the skin of my teeth.
So
What?
Lion tamers?
I simply don't agree with keeping animals captive. It is cruel that they are ripped away from their family and home, only to be thoroughly abused for our enjoyment.
Well, when you put it that way...
Are you able to sit? I need to wrap your wounds.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lila, don't mind the cloth. It must be damp so it doesn't stick to your wounds.
Lila, you seem well versed in medicine.
Only first aid. And what was your name?
Lenny, to my friends.
Lovely to make your acquaintance, Lenny.
Likewise.
Almost done. Tell me, how are you so untouched by, well, whatever is happening here?
I have my ways.
Which are? Here, lean on me.
To the couch.
Steady now.
I apologize for my indiscretion.
Worry not, Lenny. I've seen many a bear man in my time. I mean, not that only that I investigate stories, you see, and... Botheration. I hope you don't mind. I took the sheet off the bed. Thought you'd like to cover yourself.
Gracias.
Lenny looks to be a man in his 30s, closer to Wayne's age than my own. Beneath the bruising, he is rather handsome in a rakish sort of way, although he is weighed down by a deep exhaustion. Not just from his wounds. It's the same look I see in the face of miners and laborers that return to the Western Quarter every night. It's the kind of exhaustion that goes beyond the physical, and no amount of rest or sleep will cure it. We were speaking about how you are untouched by the
blight.
Is that what it is?
It's what we call it anyway. You're not from here.
No, I came through a door, so to speak. It was unfortunately a one-way journey, which means I'm stranded here for now.
Then you traveled here from...
A similar world, but one that is still alive and untouched by blight. Oh, I know it sounds preposterous.
There's a dead man outside slowly metamorphosing into a bicycle. I fear we're long past preposterous.
Lenny, what happened? How did it get like this?
The change was gradual, slow. Over the years, people started dying in inexplicable ways. Strange events and sightings increased in frequency and count, and the sky turned purple with the blood of the dead. This city is dying. There are but a handful of us left.
Mercy is consuming her people.
Not only the people, the animals, the plants, the buildings, everything.
But why? How did this even happen?
I haven't a clue.
And the others? You mentioned there being survivors.
Scattered across Temperance. The last person I ran into was a good few months ago.
I noticed the poison, the miasma. Even though the window is shattered, it doesn't seem to be able to get inside. Lenny shows me his nape, where a symbol had been inked into the skin. It's a symbol I know well. But that's...
You recognize it?
Why, yes! I have seen it before, in a town called Ingrave.
I know not the origin, but it is a sigil passed through generations in whispers and heirlooms. This was given to me by a friend who was well-versed in these things.
Maybe I should draw the sigil upon myself?
As much as it repels, it attracts. And whatever it attracts, there are things unaffected by its powers.
Then, it is a double-edged sword.
Unfortunately so.
Well, it certainly is useful in our current predicament.
It is remarkable, Lila. How you can find cheer even in the deepest of peril. Most would go mad from fear or despair. Indeed, that is how many of us died when the changes began. Death is a kind of mercy, after all. Extreme as it is.
Thank you, Lenny. So, do you reside in this office?
Mm-hmm.
Then you must be acquainted with Mrs. Boomer and Seeley.
Loosely. And before you ask, yes, they were changed. And so I showed them mercy.
I'm sorry, Lenny. That must have been awful. And Daisy? I mean, do you know of a Dr. Daisy Gray? Blonde woman, fair, cutting wit?
I can't say that I do.
Then they must have never met.
Lila, wherever you're from, you need to return. You can't stay here.
Yes, but how? Even if I were to open another door, it is unlikely it would lead to my world.
I wouldn't have a clue, but listen. I'm not sure if it's related to your arrival, but two anomalies rarely have naught to do with each other.
Daisy doesn't believe in coincidences either.
Your Daisy is a wise woman. In the Western Quarter, there is light. Now, Mercy hasn't had any electricity for years. Yet early this morning, there was a mighty glow in the sky. Colorful. And unnatural. In fact, I was attacked while I was on my way to scout it out.
If this were a story, mysterious glowing quarters would be a clear indicator of impending progression in the plot. Like sighting a bountiful island after endless days of sailing.
An island?
In other words, my friend, to the glow we go. Can you walk?
I'll manage. Toss me a pair of pants, won't you? If I'm to die, I'd rather not die in the altogether.
Our journey was slow and arduous. But thanks to Lenny, the purple miasma left us untouched, swirling like the restless tide with a foot of clean air around us. Along the way, Lenny told me about his life before the Blight, how he used to be a batesman living in amity with his wife Isabel, how she had tragically passed through violent circumstances, none that he elaborated upon, and how he transferred to Mercy, where he took care of his ailing mother.
It was my home, you know? Not the city, not the house, but mi madre. And her cooking. Her cooking. A grown man I may be, but put my mother's cooking in front of me, and I am but a child again.
I can't say I understand how that feels, but it does sound lovely.
You're not close to your mother?
I never knew my parents. I grew up in an orphanage in Silver City, and the day I turned 18, I traveled to Mercy for excitement and adventure.
And instead found yourself a devastatingly charming man?
Devastatingly charming woman. But yes, aren't I utterly predictable?
More like a dashing hero with a tragic backstory.
And does this hero get her happy ending?
I will ensure it.
Save your breath, my friend. We've much further to go.
You're a journalist?
I aspire to be. I write stories, you see, mostly of the strange occurrences around Temperance, and send them to the Mercy Standard. My work is rejected every time, of course. Not even the courtesy of a thank you, but letter. Oh, you know, the letters that publications send you when they reject your writing. Thank you for your inquiry, but at this time we are not looking to publish, blah 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 blah. Thank you, but letter.
Yet you continue to send them stories.
A good journalist must be sturdy in nerve and spirit, Lenny. There is nothing that cannot be achieved without a bit of persistence.
I certainly agree with you. Perhaps you can use a different name next time.
Use a masculine pen name, you mean?
I find it is useful for my own business with, certain prejudiced individuals.
That is a sound tactic. But I would like to publish my first piece under my own name. You might think me vain or stubborn.
Not at all. I admire your tenacity.
Thank you, Lenny. It didn't take long before Lenny was stumbling and drained of all color, bleeding afresh through his bandages. And despite my calls for rest, he obstinately pressed on. And I did not protest. For the unseen, shambling creatures, the lost people of Mercy, were swarming all around us. Repelled by Lenny's sigil, yet pulled by the call of a great power. Though we were protected, it did not dampen the primal terror of the hunted. And so we pressed on. It's the carnival!
Gracias a Dios.
That's the glow you saw! The lights and the rides! My word, it all seems to be in working order.
I don't understand. The carnival hasn't been in town since, well, before the Blight. How is this here now?
There was a carnival that visited my Mercy quite recently. And there was a woman there, a fortune teller called Madame Ruin, whose psychic prowess is reported to be genuine. At least that's what Daisy says, and Daisy is hardly ever wrong about these things.
It's well worth a try. Let's look around, if the lights are on.
Then someone must be in. How are you faring, Lenny? Would you like to rest
No. I can keep going.
Really, I'll be perfectly fine. I carry a knife on me, and I'm rather good with it if I say so myself.
We should stay together. Come on. Lend me your shoulder.
Very well.
I'm sorry for the trouble, Lila.
It's a good thing you're lighter than you look. Even the air here is easier to breathe.
Make sure to have your lungs checked when you return home.
You will be coming with me, won't you?
Look, there's someone over there. By the circus tent.
Oh! Ahoy there!
God damn it!
Oh, thank the Almighty you're here.
Lila, I think I am...
Whoa there, big fella. Looks like he's scratched up real bad.
Can you help him?
We got a doctor around. Thon's possibly passed out on the merry-go-round again. Laudanum or whatever.
Thon?
It's how Thon likes to refer to Thon's self. Says it's that one. I don't know.
Well, if Thon could see to my friend, I'd be ever so grateful.
How the heck did you even get here? You ain't from this place, that's for sure.
That is precisely why we are here. We were hoping to speak to Madame Ruin.
There ain't one person who spoke to Ruin and left unscathed. The knowledge she has, the things she says, well, they ain't for regular folk to hear. I suggest you turn tail and get yourself a candied apple instead.
I appreciate the warning, but I must insist. The alternative is... well, it is simply unacceptable.
Go on, then. She's out back. You can leave your friend with me. I'll make sure he gets seen to.
Thank you, Mr...
Archie, miss. Archie, the strong man.
Thank you, Archie.
We'll be in the doctor's wagon, just by the menagerie.
Don't worry, Lenny. I'll be right back. Knows all, sees all, and tells all. I sure hope so. Madame Ruin, I'm sorry to intrude.
Lila Sassoon, your arrival has been long expected.
You know who I am? Oh, but of course you do. Knows all, sees all, right?
Sit. We have much to discuss.
Indeed. Thank you. May I ask, Madame Ruin, how is the carnival still running? Do you have protective wards or sigils?
We are not of this world, as you are not.
No? Then
we are not tethered to any plane, nor realm, nor world. And thus, we are not affected by the blight of this land.
What is the blight? How did Mercy get so... sick?
Doors that should not be opened had been opened. Consequently, this plane has collapsed and decayed, tainted by the other world seeping through these doors.
That may be my doing, I'm afraid.
Silly child. This plane was broached long before your arrival.
I see.
The one who annexed this plane plunders it for pleasure. Their own carnival of blight. And thus, it is doomed and will soon crumble into the nether.
Who did this? Is this the same person that created the door I came through?
Person they are not, but a blight incarnate. The blight of all, living and dead.
They sound rather fearsome.
Be warned, Lila Sassoon. The blight has taken interest in you and yours. If they should succeed, your world too shall be at their mercy. And that would be a kindness.
What I saw out there could never be seen as kindness.
You are yet useful, appealing. When you cease to be, you will wish for the blight. it will become the greatest kindness.
An unsettling thought.
A warning. One you must bear in mind upon your return.
Then you can create a door?
I cannot. However, a carnival disappears to you when a carnival it is not. We are sailors, explorers that have journeyed through planes for many eons.
It's a ship?
Fate smiles upon you, Lila Sassoon. For your world is indeed our next port.
Wait, you were in my mercy. Not just last week.
Many years ago, for us. The tide moves slow, as do we all.
But that means it would take years to get to my world.
This distresses you.
Yes, I am distressed. It is very distressing.
A whale calls from beyond this world.
Oh, bully. A whale. Precisely what I need.
Indeed it is. If you are intent on returning to your present, the whale may carry you there.
You mean to ride it? Like a horse?
Speak to Archie. He shall pass on your request to our captain.
I suppose it's no less absurd than interwordly doors and a sentient drawing.
There is another answer you seek.
Yes, actually, there is. The door I came through. It was a mishap during our investigation into a case. A man by the name of Jack Young has been traveling between worlds in an attempt to return home. Much like my own dilemma. The poor man is at his wit's end. Is there anything we can do for him? I was thinking, if we can figure out how these doors are created...
You hear, but you do not listen. The door must not be opened. The blight must not spread.
Surely if it's only for a moment? Long enough to get him back home?
Jack Young's world is no longer. It has long decayed and collapsed and has ceased to exist. He cannot return.
But how is that possible? It was perfectly fine when he left.
Something not of his world has blighted his plane.
Jack. When he first traveled through the door, he left the other Jack's body in his original apartment.
And so the blight spread.
But Jack isn't from our world. Which means...
You must rid of the blight before you too decay.
I'm not killing him!
He stands on the bridge between life and death. The river stirs beneath his feet. He must take that final step.
Where is your heart?
I am not but a vessel. I only speak what I see. But this man is not the only blight that sickens your world. There is the hunger beneath the feet of a king. The hunger in the forest of the damned. And the hunger that lurks in the heart of man. And the baleful air that shall betray.
Hunger? You mean there are other things that threaten my world? That threatens mercy? What is it?
A lock.
I take the paper and study the sigil, drawn with great precision and mastery. And though I understand it for what it is, lines that curve and wind into an esoteric symbol, my mind cannot quite comprehend it. Like the signs of this world that hold the same kind of script. Except this time, it doesn't bring me pain, but a warm, steady glow in my chest. It feels like home. Is there really no other way?
The door, once closed, must never be opened again.
How do we defeat this hunger you speak of?
My sight does not extend to me such knowledge.
But surely you saw something that could serve as a clue. A face? A A name?
I am not but a vessel. I only speak what I see.
Only what you see, yes. Thank you, Madame Ruin. And I do apologize for losing my temper.
Farewell, Lila Sassoon. If the tide allows, we shall meet again.
Ahoy there!
Oh ho ho! You seem hale enough. Did you get the answers you were looking for?
It turns out my greeting was very apropos.
So she told you what we are.
And more. How is Lenny?
The doctor's seeing to him right now. Thon says he'll be fine after a good sleep and a meal.
Thank heavens. He'd really lost so much blood.
You can sit with him if you like. Or if you're hungry, I'm sure Cook has something lying around.
Actually, Madame Ruin told me about a whale.
Ugh, that woman.
Then you know what I intend?
Yes. You want us to hitch a ride to the next port, I suppose. Are you late to a wedding?
Not quite. But it is rather urgent.
Would be, if the madam's suggesting the whale. All right, well, you'll be helping us catch it then. All hands on deck and all.
And how exactly do we catch, an interworld traversing whale?
The same way you catch any interworld traversing whale. Music!
Archie enters what I presume to be his wagon before emerging with an ancient harpoon and an oddity of an instrument. A pipe, I think. Only this one has a skull attached to the bottom with the foot of the pipe emerging from the gaping mouth. Wherever did you find this pipe, Archie?
Gruesome, isn't it? I found it during my travels in a dingy little knick-knack store. That's how we found the whale, actually. Blew into it for larks, and it made the most god-awful sound. Next thing you know, we're caught on the back of a beast as big as a city, being thrust from one port to the next. That's the first time I'd ever been seasick.
My, I feel dizzy just thinking about it.
Meet me in the circus tent in an hour. I need to gather everyone and ready the stage. A full orchestra tends to work best for a whale hunt.
The doctor's wagon is quite spacious, big enough to hold a bed in the back and a wooden counter in the center, which I assume is a surgical table of some kind. The walls are lined with shelf after shelf of tinctures and tonics, and dry herbs hang in bunches from a ceiling line. It's warm and dry and dark within, lit only by a few oil lamps. The Dr. Thon's self is sprawled across the wooden counter, chewing on a bundle of mysterious blue herbs I cannot recognize. Thon is a curious vision, giving the disheveled air of a sun-baked pirate, with too many layers of clashing patterns and long, tangled hair that hasn't been brushed in months. The doctor glances at me as I enter, and Thon gives me a lazy salute, weighed by indolent apathy.
Hoi hoi.
Ahoy hoy, doctor. I'm sorry to intrude.
And yet, you intrude anyhow.
Yes, I suppose I did.
Your mate's back there.
Thank you. He's a bit warm.
Fever's to be expected. Those foul little beasties have poison in their claws. Rawr.
Will he be alright?
Well, you brought him to me, didn't you? Well, you clearly ain't heard about me.
Miss Sassoon. Lila Sassoon.
Mrs. Soon, Lila Sassoon. So, you might be forgiven for even asking a redundant question. Throughout my years as the ship's surgeon, I have sewn a man back together after he'd been ripped into 30 pieces with such skill and precision that he had become even more virile after his recovery and went on to pop out 7 foul spawns from his loins, which I crafted from 7 very disparate pieces. That, Miss Sassoon, Lila Sassoon, is the mere minutiae of the colossal talent that you see before you.
Oh.
Dizzy?
Yes, I am a bit after that speech.
What? No, I am. I'm dizzy.
I suppose you better stop eating that plant then?
That is my name, darling. And this plant has potent curative properties.
What is it?
Eh. Look, your mate is fine and dandy. Probably handsome, too. I was tempted to steal his face for myself, and Archibald Tenest would be ever so mad.
Thank you, Dizzy, for saving Lenny.
Is that his name? Ugh. It's a bit bloody tragic, isn't it? Oh, well, nothing you can do about it. Oi, hear me in there? You'll be alright, mate. It's not the worst. Huga! You're tough. You'll get through it. Sit with him, won't you? I either need to take the biggest shit of my life, or I'm about to keel over and phase through the universe. If he wakes, just have him drink the tincture by the bed. It'll help with the pain. Apparently.
Apparent? Are you from this world, Dizzy?
You know what? I plumb forgot. Oh well. Oh, and be careful with that one.
Lenny? Oh no, he's helped me ever so much.
Just don't spill any blood around him is all. Alright kids, have fun. Bye.
What an odd person. I guess you have to be to work in a place like this. Be well, Lenny. When we get to my world, I'll have you meet my friends. We'll both be far, far away from this awful place. And you won't have to fight or be scared anymore. You can finally have your happy ending. As will I. As will Jack. When Archie fetches me from the wagon, Lenny remains in a deep slumber, so I leave a note for him and follow the strong man to the circus tent. Though I loathe to leave him alone, there is, after all, a whale to catch. Every carnival worker gathers in the tent, standing shoulder to shoulder in a large circle. They are a striking array of folk who teem with incredible stories for the plucking, but not one utters a word to me, for the gravity of ceremony takes precedence over a journalist's curiosity. Archie hands me a small drum and tells me to play however I please.
It isn't harmony the whale seeks, but discordance.
How curious. Is it actually a whale?
Knowledge is the single fleck of gold in the silt of a mighty river. It is random, uncaring luck should it ever find you. And if it doesn't, well, you're no more entitled to it than if you did possess such luck. Learn to accept the flow of the river tide, and you will be happier for it.
So, you don't know what it is?
No, not a damn clue.
The captain wheels into the center of the ring with Archie at his side, who is, I have come to learn, his first mate. The captain is a striking figure himself, sat ramrod straight in an ornamental wheelchair and adorned in a golden naval uniform unrecognizable to me. He reminds me of a charming, swashbuckling hero plucked from the pages of a novel, and as I wait, I imagine his thrilling story from start to finish, with Archie, of course, cast as his sturdy right-hand man turned torrid love affair. Said swashbuckler wraps his baton against the gilded wheel of his chair, bringing all to attention. His countenance is still and poised, etched in deep focus. He gives Archie a nod and raises his baton, and with a swish of his hand, we play. Archie raises the harpoon and in a powerful thrust, buries the point deep into the soil. A festering black liquid spurts out, like a terrible wound leaking blood, and the whale releases a sound so horrendous it almost renders me insensate. The world darkens. I am subjected to a maelstrom like no other. One that rends me inside out and scours the flesh from my very bones. I am subject to civilizations and climates and landscapes remarkable and mundane, and the terrible call of the whale is joined by screams I am certain are not my own, and I am convinced I will go mad, that I am already mad. I hold him, and he's a strength that makes sense in this eternal madness. Lenny. It's Lenny. And I hold him with all of my might because to release him is to drown in this inundation of terrors. I lose my senses. And I dream of a world with blue plains and a ruined city, perched on the lip of a great abyss. I'm in an open field. Impressions in the churned-up grass tells me that this is where the carnival had been, now vacated to the ports of other worlds. I glance up at the sky and see it overcast, with hints of blue between drifting clouds. And around me I see mercy, my mercy. Alive and bustling and beautifully, ecstatically wild. I'm back! It worked! Oh my heavens, it really worked! I rack my memories for what transpired after the captain swung his baton, but whatever I experienced had evidently been rejected from my mind, for I cannot recall a single moment. I come away with an echo of madness, like the ominous rumble of an impending storm. I cease my prodding lest I expose myself to dangers far greater than the limits of my sanity. Lenny! Is not here. I need to hurry. The door, once closed, must never be opened again.
Fuck! God damn it! Mr. Soon!
What happened? Why did it close? Why did it close?
Stop digging! Stop digging! Wait, put down the hammer!
No! Lila's on the other side!
Lila?
Yes! Lila says soon! Did y'all fall off the goddamn belfry too, or what?
I'm not.
Wayne! I'm here! Head back! You have to stop digging!
I ain't giving up! I'm gonna get her back!
God damn it! Listen to me, won't you?
Said I ain't! Lila?
Yes, you silly man!
But I... Huh?
Questions later. Put down the hammer and step aside. Please, quickly now!
Hold on,
Not
you were...
now, Sawyer.
And I was...
You're in our way.
I don't get it. How'd she...
Sawyer.
That should do it.
Goodness gracious, now that is an interesting spell.
What did you just do?
I locked the door.
No! Lila,
Why
you
in the
were
nine
wonderful
hells
in
would you
every sense
do
of the
that?
word, but really,
Lila's
how
stuck
could
on
you
the...
act so
well,
rashly?
No, I
This
suppose
is
you're
our
here
one
now,
chance
but...
to truly
But we
understand
were supposed to
the
send
nature
the
of
kid back
reality.
home.
What do
What are we
you
supposed to do
You
now,
throw
huh?
it away.
I was there!
I'm running.
I was
But
there!
whatever
God
it
damn
is.
it!
through the wall. Just as you saw moments ago. I was really, really there. And what I saw... It was a sick, ruined world, Daisy. And the blight, it's going to spread here too, unless I lock this door.
But the research, Lila.
I know how important it is to you, Daisy, but this goes beyond our research. This affects people. This affects everyone.
Let me guess. The doors themselves are the cause of this so-called blight.
But how did you get out?
So I tell them about my journey in a decaying mercy, where the city consumed her people and the blight delighted in their torture. How the same blight would ruin our mercy too, and the hungers mentioned in Madame Ruin's ominous speech. I tell them about how the carnival was really an interworldly ship, and how they caught a whale to carry me here. And when it comes to telling Jack about this world, I find it painful to meet his devastated gaze. But I hold it nonetheless, and say it to him straight. You can't ever go home, Jack. I'm sorry.
I see. Thank you for trying, regardless, Miss Sassoon. I had a feeling that was the case anyhow. Like the core of me died a long time ago.
And I don't say a word about Jack being a seed for the blight. That's just another problem we have to solve, and I'm determined to see him have his happy ending, even if it's bittersweet. But you know you are welcomed here. You have us now, and we would love to have you join us, if you are willing.
You don't gotta be alone, kid.
Thank you. Truly. I shall think on it. I don't wish to be rude, only I should like to be alone.
Yeah, maybe I should stick around.
I shall keep young Jack company. There is much I wish to discuss with you, Mr. Young, if you might indulge an old man for a moment.
Yes, sir.
What are you playing at, Cross?
I fear this requires a subtler touch than your coarse ministrations, Mr. Sawyer.
I ain't coarse! Yeah, well, I suppose you got a point.
Don't worry, Mr. Sawyer. I shall have our Corvine friend keep a close watch, lest Mr. Young here decides to take another stroll to the Belfry.
Just keep him safe, Cross.
My. In the meantime, it appears you are in dire need of a hard drink and a long rest, Miss Sassoon. Let us all reconvene on the morrow to discuss further upon this matter.
Oh, yes! We must have our debrief!
Into the kitchen with you, Sawyer. I do hope he doesn't burn the place down. I've grown rather attached to it.
Daisy? I want to meet the Herald. The friendly they. It's a mighty risk, I know. But I just don't know how else we can help Jack.
Yes, I see. Dear, darling Lila, your heart is a wonderful trait amongst every other that you possess. And yet, I would not have you throw yourself at the feet of a devil for another. In fact, I forbid it, and you shall have to learn to endure it. Grit your teeth, stew in the guilt, curse me to your heart's content. As long as it is content, and you are safe.
You are terrible, Daisy Gray.
There you go with all your flattery.
He will be all right, won't he?
After a time, yes, he will learn to live again.
In the early hours of the morning, an Iceman reports seeing a young man of Chinese descent enter the bell tower in the southern district of Mercy. The young man climbs up to the belfry and stands there for a breath, to gaze not at the city, nor at the ground, but at the fading stars. And then, he takes a step and plummets to his death. Paxton Cross is adamant that he had Jack watched after their conversation, that Sir Crow acted sentinel outside his window. And yet, Jack slipped past his warden, and he followed his despair. We couldn't have his family at the wake since he is technically still alive, so in their place, Boomer and Sealy Incorporated sit vigil at his side. And in the final hour of the vigil, I find myself alone with Daisy, gazing down at Jack's tranquil mien. In the short time I've known him, I have never seen him so at peace. We're the same, he and I. The world was never made for us.
I understand how that feels.
In many ways, yes, you do. You and I are women, and that in itself brings trouble enough. But there are some doors that will never be open to me. You needn't look very far into the history of this land, slaughtering entire peoples for land and gold, enslaving and trading folk like mere cattle, stringing up families and burning down their homes. Even now, after the war, after the riots, it never really ended. The slaughter, the enslavement, the hatred, the dehumanizing of anyone deemed not white enough. I may have been raised in this country, I may speak this country's language, and perform the proper etiquette and the proper attire, but no matter how much I sweat and bleed and fight for their acceptance, I will never truly belong. And being around those of my own heritage, who had been raised in our motherland, I am far too Western in contrast. I am a traitor to my own ancestors, unable to speak the language of my motherland and wholly ignorant to the customs of my people. It is mortifying, frustrating, and it is a heartache you will never know. Like Jack, I will always be caught between worlds. And home will forever elude me.
You are correct, of course. I will never know your heartache. I stroll through life without any consideration for my own color. And this, I realize, is a perquisite not shared by all. For man is fickle and swayed by baseless notions for the preservation of his own hubris. I wonder, Lila, if it is a home you seek, then perhaps you might look to create one instead? I know I do not make for a very homely company, but I would like for us to create a place for you, Lila. For us, where you might one day feel you truly belong. After all, we needn't be bound by the mores of man.
How your dream shines, my dear.
Pyrite or gold? It's a 50-50 chance. Rather good odds, if I say so myself.
I am ever so fond of you, Daisy Gray.
As I you, my dear.
We buried Jack at dawn. A quiet, somber affair. I wonder if he might be reunited with his family. If he might finally find a place to call home. I am bleary-eyed and half asleep when I finally call on the Bates agency. To my dismay, they don't have any records of an agent by the name of Lenny. There is, of course, the possibility that Lenny never existed in this world, and that fills me with an inexplicable sadness. How could I grieve for a man who doesn't exist? And yet, he did. He does. And though brief, I truly had considered him a friend. And as I prepare to retire for the night, I glance out the window. And I am certain, oh so certain, that it is Jack Young himself standing there, gazing at me from beneath the street lamp, very much alive. I open the window to call down to him. Jack! But he's gone. So I sleep. And forget. And this time, I do not dream.
Mercy. Episode 8. Neighbor. Part 2. Starring Sneha Kumar as Lila Sassoon, Melvin TurgizeVA Polanco as Leonidas Chacon, Tenest Tang as Jack Young, Aurora Ave-Lallemant as Dr. Daisy Gray, Austin Sharp as Wayne Sawyer, James Reece as Lord Paxton Cross, Michelle Kahn as Dizzy, Madison Diaz or SomethingExtraVA as Madame Ruin, and Hayden Sullivan as Archie the Strongman and the Captain. Mercy is produced by Madison Diaz. The script supervisor is Matt Doherty. Written, directed, and sound designed by J.N. Juan. The sound effects and music for this show is sourced from Epidemic Sound. You can find the link to the full music credits in the description of this episode. Please follow, rate, and review to support our show. This has been presented by Strange Kind Studio.